Garden City?
My name's Aiden Cooney, and I also work on Garden City.
My name's Bianca Villa, and I also work on Garden City. Hi guys, thanks for coming out tonight. I'm Amy Gleich, and I worked on Enlisting the Sun.
I am Red, and I worked on Water Wranglers.
Hey, I'm Patterson. I worked on Gut Feeling.
I'm Marianne Oakley. I also worked on Gut Feeling.
And I'm Jeff Goodwin, and Cut Feeling.
All right, so let's get started. Who has some questions? You can just raise your hand.
I thought they were all very interesting programs. I really enjoyed it, appreciate it. The solar one, I'd like to see more on energy storage, because that's where it's really at now, the future. You know, it's like what SRP did, we've got to be able to get off the grid. I know it's energy intensive here in the Valley of the Sun, but it is possible.
Great point. I appreciate it. I totally agree with you. We mostly were focusing on the impact it had for soldiers in combat, and then for vets once they came home, providing a workforce and a work opportunity for them. But there is definitely a lot of very interesting stuff with, so we're doing a lot of stuff right here in Arizona as far as storage goes, and maybe one of the future sustainability classes will do a story on that, because I agree it's very interesting, and I think that's going to be a big issue going forward with solar. So, thank you.
Next question.
You back to the back.
All right, this is kind of a question for everybody. What made you decide to choose the topic that you did for the video? For each video.
Sure. So for Garden City, our other teammate who's not here knew the guy who, it was his cousin who ran garden pools. The concept that we took, sustainability is both global and local, was food security, and how we can look at food security in a place like this in the desert, where people live in food deserts, and what people can do as a community to be able to get nutritious food available to them, and then also share in that capacity.
For Enlisting the Sun, I think our first contact point was Major Andrew Lane, who was the first gentleman you saw in our video, and he just kind of brought to our attention how huge the solar industry was, not only in combat, but out of combat for our military, and we just, it was kind of a different angle for sustainability, and I think it really caught our imaginations, and we continually met more interesting people who were involved with it, and it just became kind of a really unique way to look at the solar industry, and we met a lot of great people, and so we kind of ran with it, so.
For Water Wranglers, actually my partners and I, we just kind of randomly stumbled upon the idea in the process. We first started out with an idea of a topic called Let's Talk Water, just sort of a general PSA for water conservation in Arizona. And as we delved more deep into what we decided to talk about, we had topics like gray water, rainwater harvesting in forests, and water conservation on a residential level. We just kind of stumbled upon what rainwater harvesting and said, why not? And that became our film.
So our class topic was along the lines of sustainable food. And one thing our whole group, even the gal that's not with us tonight, noticed was that when you're talking about sustainable food, usually the first thing you say is sustainable food, and the second thing you say is you start talking about all the health benefits and how much better it is for you. So we wanted to kind of investigate that, and as we were investigating that topic, it kind of came to light that everybody that we knew had some sort of, or at least some sort of connection to someone with some weird random gut issue. Or we didn't set out to make a movie about poop in general, but we set out to make a movie about the relationship between the food you eat and your personal microbiome. So if the food you're eating can heavily influence your microbiome, as we found out, then what can the consequences of changing that food or changing that microbiome have on your outlook or the rest of what you're eating? Thanks.
Next question.
You know, the movement with growing food on your own property and neighborhoods in the city is a great movement, and Greg Peterson has really been sort of at the forefront very early, kind of raising consciousness around that. But what do you think the impact is of of homeowners associations, of city zoning, of other regulations that really prohibit the proliferation of the whole issue around permagardens in homes. And do you think you are having an impact beyond this film in activities?
Good question, man. Okay, so there's the concept of sustainability, which I think we all can agree with. And then there's the law, which is different. And so, like, in certain states, you can't harvest rainwater. It's illegal. So there's nothing you can do about it if you want to harvest water, and, you know, you can't. So I think that laws have to come to grips with climate change and different local movements that can better not only supply food, but not cause runoff of water that gets wasted or pollutes the land because it's running off the asphalt and then into land and carrying all of the stuff that we use on our lawns with it. So policies have to change, obviously, to be able to not prohibit that. I can't answer any questions about HOA. But I know that a lot of people aren't happy with the regulations that they've put forth. So again, that's something that it's a huge issue, and huge institutions and organizations have to change the way they look if they're barriers to creating sustainability, whether locally or globally. And I mean, the fundamental issue is definitely environmental and social justice at the core of sustainability, and so there's a lot of important questions that do need to be asked, answered. By creating awareness, we hope to be helping with that. Each of us individually are doing things to continually create awareness through different stories and projects, and hopefully the impact of all of us and you and the people that watch it, and they're participating in trying to make a better future for future generations. All these movements together will overcome any sort of policies that barricade sustainability and a sustainable future.
As a quick follow-up, I was thinking more about not so much preaching to the choir of interested parties that agree with you, but more using this as an impact to change policy. I mean, the plan for the film is it to show it here and it's done, or is the plan for the films, all the films, to go out and use it as a catalyst to start a conversation about policy and supporting the kinds of things that you're filming about?
I think that the class itself helps filmmakers to want to make more films that focus on these issues. So these issues focus specifically on certain things. They might not help someone change their mind or change policies, but through doing this sort of work and talking to concerned people, I think that our future projects, at least I know, the people that I know, are working towards other stories that focus specifically on how we can put the action forward rather than just awareness, but making those sort of things happen. So, I mean, I would say that yes, doing this and sharing it is great, but to continue to do this and to have passion for trying to, meld minds and understand that it's within our own action that we have to change these policies, especially in, countries that use most of the resources and energy and all that stuff. So I don't want to preach to the choir anymore.
Thank you.